Ladies and gentlemen, I am Yusril, the game is Star Trek Online, and this is the Tribble Timewarp for the 26th of January. Vulcans can rejoice, they can once again leave Vulcan. The bug in the Diplomatic Orders mission that was preventing you from advancing has been fixed. In the course of bringing the baby tactical up to speed, I also found another optional in Stop the Signal one, the Bamari Klingon listening post, and you'll recognise this room fairly quickly. It's the one with the two spatial charges, and there were some Klingons here, but I shot them all, and then they died. However, there is an optional here, Tactical Examine Weapon Storage. Naturally, I didn't see this on the first playthrough because I didn't have my tactical available. So, we have found the locker as a storage container, and probably disruptors and batleths, but hey, let's rewire the lock. So, you have a little bit of a puzzle, which is a nice touch. So we can switch the... Let's switch the first, second and third circuits to begin with, then switch the first and second, and then switch second and third again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're good. Unlock the case. What do we get? The combination to the luggage. Right, we actually have two options here. Examine storage and search storage. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Examine the storage. And we've now got the puzzle again. Fortunately, it's automatically solved. So search weapon storage. Perhaps that does need to be tidied up. We have a stun pistol Mark II and a batleth Mark II. Well, the batleth is a nice touch. Stun pistol, perhaps replace that with a disruptor compression pistol. Just saying it's a little thematically off for the Klingons to be having phasers. On the other hand, maybe they looted it from some poor sap who came past here last time. It would explain why no one's ever reported in that the base existed. After all, you've got to survive to make a report, haven't you? Perhaps the most useful feature for veteran players in the 8.5 update isn't the mission revamps, but rather the ability to switch starships and starship loadouts on the fly. The switch starship functionality operates in sector space and in social zones like Earth orbit. So if you want to switch your starship over in a hurry, you simply hit the button on the UI, scroll down, find the ship you want to load in, and one left click later and a quick loading sequence, you have your shiny new toy loaded, set up and ready to go. Like so. Interestingly, while it inherits the position and facing of the old ship, I swear I saw it take a slight turn to the right just then. The UI's had a few tweaks to accommodate this function. It's worth noting that at the moment the button simply disappears while the 60-second cooldown wears off. It'll reappear on its own in a few seconds. Rename functionality is now in the top left corner of the ship UI. Interestingly, that I assume is a bug. It's not inherited the current values properly. It's also worth noting that, well, let's be honest here, this is completely broken, isn't it? Cancel and restart. Let's see if it does it again. Yes, it does. Well, no registry, no prefix, and no name. It's completely failed to inherit all of those, so I have no idea what's happened there. That was working 5 minutes ago, I assure you. However, it wasn't picking up the fact that I have access to the NX prefix as well as the NCC. Whether that's a bug or whether that's just Tribble being quirky about the way it transfers over various perks from the Z store, I have no idea. However, back onto topics, namely loadouts. Rather than the time-honoured fashion of simply left-clicking or left-clicking and dragging, whichever version of tedious mucking about you want to do, if you have a loadout saved, that is, say you've done all the business of assembling it, you can then click Save As, and then it will do exactly that. It will save your configuration, your bridge officers, your UI loadout, everything in short except your duty officers. You can then simply go to Equip Loadout and ask it to do it, and it will. It will pull parts from everywhere except, I believe, the Account Bank and the Fleet Bank, so if you need to get something in those, you are completely out of luck. You still have to head back to Earth Space Dock and do it manually. It will dump the surplus parts into your inventory, however, so do make sure you have enough space. It can get a little awkward, to say the least, if you try to load up a part and then realise that accidentally you've dumped the whole kit and caboodle into your inventory, or worse yet, the overflow bag, which is where any excess bits will go. Right, so let's bring up the second loadout. Again, this has a 60-second cooldown, so I'm going to have to wait. While we're doing that, there is a little bit of a problem with Quick Equip that has crept in. You'll notice that it's showing me parts that are in the main inventory, which is exactly as it should be. However, it's also showing me bits that are in other ships, which, at least on paper, you can't access at Quick Equip because I don't have the Starship selection screen open. It shows them, but if I try to access one, say this handy Chronoton torpedo launcher, you'll notice that it doesn't work. It unequips the old weapon, tries to find the new one and fails, and pops in this icon here for the dual phaser beam bank. That doesn't mean that I have somehow duplicated the phaser beam bank that is sat quietly in my inventory. That just indicates a gap in the template that it couldn't fill. You'll notice that my number 2 forward weapon slot is completely empty. If I ask it for the number 2 phaser slot, there we go, and it's in. You'll notice the little ship icon has disappeared. Be careful there. It would be handier, I think, if it just went to an empty space there, because that would certainly be less misleading. The first time I saw that, I actually thought I had accidentally loaded in a second Omega torpedo launcher without managing it. Anyhow, the other thing that's worth noting is that double-clicking to equip does actually work. So that's kind of fun and dandy. The rumours that it wasn't working are, it would seem, false. You can't, however, reposition weapons within the inventory slots. So, rather annoyingly, if I put my number 2 slot onto manual fire, then pull out, move across, again you see I've got the template icon there, but nothing corresponding to the inventory. You'll notice that I now have a torpedo on auto fire. One of the disruptors is on manual fire only, and I can't swap them back over easily. Of course, that's easily fixed with just a right click, and if you're enabling and disabling auto fire, you basically know how to do that anyway. It's an interesting little loss of functionality that you can't swap weapons over. You can do it fore and aft. No, you can't. Okay, now that really is a bug, in fact, because if you can't swap like that, that is actually a material change to the ship's setup. However, second loadout, phaser tanking. Again, you'll notice that it has swapped everything over, and the excess has still not gone into the overflow bag, rather annoyingly. This was supposed to be happening. I thought I'd rigged this correctly. Apparently not. However, you get the basic idea. While it still needs some kinks sorted out, if you want to very quickly swap from a tanky cruiser to a offensive cruiser, or more usefully with science vessels, from a healing build to a control build, because those have very different setups, you can now do so. It's less of a use for escorts, of course, because, let's face it, how many variations on Pew Pew are there? But it's there if you want it. Meanwhile, let's get on with the next episode in the arc, the Kuva'magh. Bring that up, hail them, and we'll go see what's been done. Where did I leave it? Here we are, replay. The Kuva'magh, you've already completed this mission, etc. This is in replay mode, of course, because I'm using a max level character. Field stabilizing warp core with a driver coil boost. I am pretty sure that is a reward at Mark II. I'm also fairly sure that I already have one of those on my other characters. So, Pirate Radio, we are going to the Regulus system. Where is the Regulus system? Well, it's in the Regulus block. I'm just trying to remember. Also, can we have the ability to scroll out a bit further on these maps? I realise there's a system list, but it can get a little awkward. Regulus system, and off we go. Toddle, toddle, toddle. Let's see. While we're at it, that's in play, and we will just switch loadout back to the disruptor tanks. There we go. Finally, we have something in the overflow bag. As I said, excess weapons and the like will go into the overflow bag, and we can begin the Kuva'magh. And here we are in Regulus. Home of a peace conference, a satellite, and apparently rather a lot of Orions patrolling near the comms satellites. And guess what? The Orions are jamming us. What a surprise. The overflow bag is still there, so handily if you are silly enough to zone, at least it won't wipe your gear. Now, we still have 3 Orion blockade groups, but they're all clustered around a single satellite this time. So let's just get on with the killing. Okay, that's one. Hard over to go talk to the Orion corvettes. Another recurring problem for some time has been that beam fire at will does not crit properly. Hallelujah, it now does! We have critical hits from fire at will. Not very many because my crit chance is appallingly low, but they're there. They're coming in. And there we go, that's 2 and 3. Cruiser captains and science captains, rejoice! You no longer have to nerf your firepower in order to get some significant crit scores. And then we have one last uprated brigand cruiser, I note. Let's see what we've got there. 64,000, so a bit tougher than the norm. It's still going to fall over. Yoink. Have a subspace rupture, even though I'm pretty sure that kind of weapon is completely illegal for Starfleet. And fire at will. I don't know what Will did to deserve it, but fire at him anyway. Boom. Okay, so a few bits of extras on the in-game dialogue, so just keep the atmosphere going. And Lieutenant Miral Paris is our contact. We're ready to beam down, just give us a report. Okay, let's head for the surface. Also, I'm not sure if it's deliberate or not to have that gap in the satellite, but it's there. Also worth noting is that, if I remember correctly, that was... I don't know, was it 3 satellites dotted in sequence or just 3 groups around a satellite before? I'll have to double check at some point. Either way, that wasn't too shabby for an opening battle. And if I'd been in the mood for some real violence, I'd have ploughed into all 3 groups at once and tried to take them. I could have done. Probably. Maybe. And here we are back at the Regulus for diplomatic state. We've beamed into a different position for starters. It used to be up on the wasteland over by those trees and that hill, and you had a little slog down to begin with. But they've cut out a couple of the opening groups, so let's talk to the good lieutenant. Right, what is the situation? Here just in time, and a group of operatives trying to sabotage the place. So we need to get the diplomats out and clear these Orions and the Klingons from the area. Hi guys. Right. Begin the purging. Okay, so we're heading straight into disarming the bombs. Like so. Okay, and let's keep moving. Frame rate staggered there just for a bit. I'm not sure if that's because the map still needs a pass, but I'm only logging... Well, I was only logging about 25, 26 frames per second now. Usually this is rock solid at 50 plus. Anyhow, let's get rid of some Klingons. There we go. Are you dead? Yes, thank you. Right. So, cut wires. Cut the red wire. It's always the red wire. Disarm bomb. Okay, that's a nice little touch. They've added a mini-game as opposed to just the generic, yes, I automatically know how to disarm this bomb that we had before. Right, so, map. We have a few more bombs happily noted around. And then we're heading on up to the embassy. So let's keep moving. Not too many changes that I can recall so far. And a new respawn point unlocked. Right, so close up into range for the secondary. And have some anti-protons. Yeah, there we go. Frame rate just dropped again down to 22. My apologies, that will probably show in the video as a loss of frame rate. Unfortunately, if this decides to be awkward, there's not a lot I can do about it. Cut the wires, cut the green and the red wires. Okay, so it does change. Disarm the bomb. Cut the green and the red wires again. What happens if you... Oh, it's time limited! What happens if you cut the orange wire? Oh, it just restarts. And beams in more Klingons. Green and red. Green and oh, for heaven's sake. Green and red. Green, red, disarm. There we go. Was that... No, we should have been neck deep in Klingons if those were associated. Maybe it's just the first time you mess up disarming the bomb. We'll try that again in a second. Optional group here. I note that there is no bomb at this little lot. But we'll take them out anyway. Because after all, they are Orions. And we'll point their shooting at our buddies. So, drop dead. Ah, please help me. Do we have an optional here? Heal colonist. Are you dying? No, but you might have to replace your spleen. Okay, so that's helped a little. Now, this used to be an optional. It's not profession specific, I note, and she's just too busy cowering to do anything. I wonder if that's another case of gotta catch 'em all. If memory serves, it was. There's an accolade for it in the original version of the mission. Okay, another negligent discharge. My quartermaster sergeant would have been so unhappy with me. Wasting ammunition, if nothing else. Let's go find this next bomb. And forwards. Hose him down as before. Hit the wrong guy with the sniper shot. Again, the frame rate down to 20 frames a second for a second. Just there. And they fall down again. And cut the wires. Let's see what we need to do. Cut the green and the orange. And disarm. Right. Okay, I think we have, what is it, one bomb left to go? Yes, one bomb. And also another spare group of Orions up here. Again, there's surplus to requirements. We should be able to just run past them. Ooh, that's been prettied up. That is new. You used to have to take a hard right up the hill through even more Orions and Klingons to get up to the old embassy over there. So this is rather more impressive. Particularly the Federation icon rendered in floating statuary up top. Well, the little bits of it are floating. I'm not sure about the bigger bits. Then again, hey, we have tractor beams, and we could just use a lot of clear plastic to get the same effect. So let's not overthink that one. Anyhow, hi guys, we're here to murder you. Sorry about it, nothing personal. There we go. And you can just go down. Going down. And face to the face. Slight overkill, but who cares? Right. So, job is done. Right, let's deliberately cut the wrong wire again. I mean, let's face it, if we have to go for a new embassy. After all, it's always the red wire, isn't it? Yes, we get more Klingons. Now, if I cut the red wire again... No, it simply does nothing. Cut the red wire again. Okay, red wire's already cut, so basically it's smart enough to not drown you in Klingons. Orange, green, disarm. Interesting, the red wire has miraculously healed itself, and I suddenly need to do this again. Right, red wire, green, orange, and it resets every few seconds. So green, orange, green, disarm. There we go. Right, so first time you get it wrong, you get an extra wave of Klingons in. Speak to Lieutenant Paris again. And what do you recommend we do now? Well, let's face it. Alright, so you're down here. And Captain Tukirk has showed up. I wonder if his brother to Spock's around as well. Anyhow. Enter the embassy. Let's see how they've tweaked this. Right, 4 diplomats and numerous Klingon guards. indeed. We wouldn't want to beam up the transporter sake because, of course, the transporter can't tell the difference. Hello, Swordmaster. Apparently you're a little bit unconvinced. Never mind, I was talking to the Kuva'magh just outside, but hey, details. Have a sniper shot. There we go. Okay, that's actually a decently tough pack. Couple of officers, a Swordmaster, and some Targs. Drop dead. There we go. And they finish off the Targ handler while we're here. So, job's a good one. Right, what do we have? Well, a Klingon taking a nap for starters. And yes, they've prettied up the environment. Used some of the new sets to get this looking a bit better than the generic interior we had before. Can't get through there for the moment. I'm assuming that's where Kirk is hiding out behind a locked door, the coward, the fool. We shall take away his locked door. Also, what is that? It's either an interesting bit of modern sculpture or somebody is... I don't know, could that be an Undine starbase? Who cares? I dare say we'll find out at some point. It's new artwork, whatever it is. I haven't seen it before. Okay, let's go bail out the diplomat. Well, strictly speaking, we did let it happen to you. We're just here to clean things up afterwards. Okay, and then we have diplomats 2 and 3 over here. Is this door going to open? Yes, now suddenly it does. And my apologies to Captain Kirk. He was not hiding behind a locked door at all. He is, however, hiding behind some other Klingons, which is a little unfortunate. Come on. Zappy, zappy, zappy. Also, where are my bridge officers? Why is that guy just standing there? No, he's not standing there. He's throwing grenades at me. That is worse, if anything. Come on, heal, 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 and trigger the shield regen. Come on, fall over, fall over, fall over. Thank you. Has the pathing not been fixed on this yet? One has to wonder. Call in the duplicates and heal up, and also defensives. Okay. Zappy, 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 zappy. Okay. Bit more defensive healing. And just drop you. Now then, well, I'm here, and I'm here, and I'm here. My bridge officers are headbutting the walls. Come on, guys. Through the door. Through the door. Through the door, like good little drones. There you go, because I'm not taking a Dahar Master by myself. Right, what is a Kuva'magh anyway? Did you not do your research on Klingon culture? Some diplomat. Protected by galactic treaties, and also a phaser rifle. Hi, guys. Apparently my counterparts decided to just leg its little sods. Come on. Get in. Get in here. Oh, sod it. Round the corner. Of course, the pathing AI doesn't want to lead him to them either. Fine, we'll just do this old-fashioned way. Personal shields up. Health regen engaged. And just for the giggles, let's have some fun. Another of those little alien curiosities you picked up in your travels and conveniently forgot to declare to customs. Okay. Now, what do we have? Oh yes, diplomat. Number 3. Well, we weren't actually on patrol. We got ordered here by the Admiral when you missed your check-in. But anyway. So, we have a locker to loot. There we go. A few bits and pieces. Random junk. Another locker to loot. Random junk again. And let's get back through the Door of Doom. which amazingly they got right this time. Okay, round the reception desk, and let's see if we can find Captain Cook here. The door is open. My apologies to anyone who may have thought I was implying that the captain was not courageous, I think is the best word. Come on, fall over. Ah, there we go, open door. And here we are. Interestingly, this bit of the facility is not in red alert. Have you not finished with that Klingon yet? Oh, right, it went round. Yeah, pathing in here does need to be tightened up, doesn't it? Come on, through the doors, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the drone. Excellent. Another Dahar Master. Well, one of those guys needs to be named up as Captain to Kirk. Probably this guy. Start the shooting. There we go. Guys, smack in the face. Does absolutely nothing. Just keep shooting. Also, 220 degrees for 30 seconds, just with the flamethrower. Protected by galactic treaties, and also developer fiat. There we go, right, done. Last developer, or rather last diplomat is safe. Last developer is safe, right. Right, so here we are, back in orbit of Regulus 4, and the Klingons are decloaking and engaging. Right, open up with the birds of prey. Not that they last very long. Yes, 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 yes. Again, crits from fire at will, oh happy days, and we'll leave the cannons there because they're junk. Right, so go and tackle the escort while we're here. Again, that's been amped up slightly, just to make it a bit of a challenge. Not that it's going to last for very long. Come on. Have some disruptors. There we go. Admiral Bavat. Also, Ambassador Cass has shown up for some reason. So, we've gone straight to defeat Admiral Bavat. There we are. Ambassador Cass, not as well as a Klingon. Well, there we are. Right, so Cass. Right, so Bavat is exposed as being the principal problem. And we can just start killing some more birds of prey. Defeat Admiral Bavat. And Ambassador Cass suddenly has a bioneural warhead. Yes, well, the Kuva'magh is alive. What a surprise. Interestingly, Bavat is an admiral now. He seems to be switching titles as often as he switches clothes. And, well, here we go. Oh, you're not getting those boarding parties through, mate. Sorry. And Bavat has legged it. Maybe. Possibly. Isn't he supposed to be warping out at this point? Or at least cloaking out? There we go. Oh, right, he's hung around to gloat a little. Indeed. There he goes. Right. Federation warp trails from Bavat. Another detail that might need to be just tweaked a little. No options for science captains, not that any were really needed. That's a fairly linear mission, no real opportunities for alternatives. But the Kuva'magh shortened a little in the ground section, but not much else. Well, aside from the major reworking of the visuals, so I suppose that is something else. However, let's hail Starfleet to report to see if the Admiral's got anything different to say. No, he hasn't, and we'll just leave it there because I won't be able to collect the reward. Someone left a lot of random junk in my inventory for testing purposes. Honest. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been usual. That has been the Tribble Timewarp for the 26th of January. The Kuva'magh and the new quick equip and quick starship features. I'll see you next time.